The world champion of the global real estate bubble was surely Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Money was no object, as every local sheikh and every booming company competed to see who could erect the most ostentatious building. No idea was considered too outlandish. When waterfront property rose dramatically in value, Dubai decided to make more. Ships vacuumed sand off the ocean floor to make the famous Palm Islands. On them were built an endless line of luxury condominiums and hotels that were snapped up by wealthy investors from across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Canadian Robert Lee went to work for Dubai's leading real estate company 10 years ago.
Dubai in its heydays, we used to call the sales center the fish market. It's, people could come and would say, give me an apartment, any apartment, I don't care what, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, just give me an apartment. Because in a way, people were buying options. Because most people were buying things with zero intention of actually living in it. So they were buying coupons to resell it to somebody else. We'd be selling $1 billion worth of real estate in one day.
All of this flowed from the vision of one man, Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. When he saw the first plans for what would become the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, he had only one comment to the developer: make it bigger.
I was silly to suggest a 90-story building, and the meeting was very short. He just left. But I've been with him a long time, so I went again to the design studios, and then we put something really marvelous, and his question was, how much higher than anybody else? I said, it's about 40% plus. He said, great. He called me the next day, and he said, where are the cranes?
Was there no limit to how high Dubai could fly before it got too close to the sun?
There was always a nagging sensation that is Dubai going to be like the other cities around the world that has seen the fall?
In the years before the meltdown, Dubai had the biggest real estate bonanza in the world. Then the market here tumbled, losing 50% of its value, leaving Dubai virtually insolvent. You would think that would upset Dubai's supreme leader, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, but apparently not. In January 2010, Sheikh Mohammed threw this massive party to mark the opening of the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa. Sheikh Mohammed calls himself Dubai's CEO. He always claimed that he ran his government according to strict business principles, but now many are quietly questioning his judgment and his leadership.
Well, I think when you portray yourself as the CEO of Dubai Inc., if a company goes bust and disgraces itself and leaves a lot of people indebted, normally in order any restructuring, the CEO has to be replaced. The problem in a traditional monarchy or an autocracy in this case is that the CEO remains.
Government and business officials in Dubai have followed the Sheikh's lead. At the top of the Burj Tower on the day it opened,
I'm excited that all of you are the first group of people to actually come to the Burj at the top.
Dubai's leading developer tried to portray the Dubai real estate crash as a good thing.
Maybe values are changing, and that's good because the city at one point got to be too expensive. So I think that's good for the customers and that's good for the city.
Moving through Dubai, you encounter a lot of evidence that things are not quite as rosy as the leadership pretends. This brand new $8 billion transit system was built by Japanese companies, but now the Dubai government can't pay for it. The Japanese are being offered a few cents on the dollar over a period of many years. Before the crash, Dubai was home to the world's greatest collection of building cranes, but now the construction sites have ground to a virtual halt. Many of these real estate developments have been spurred on by speculators who never intended to occupy the units, only to flip them for a profit. The government here did everything to encourage the scheme. To many critics, that was fraud.
Dubai, in many ways, with not to be too uncharitable, was a state pyramid scheme, a state Ponzi. It relied on more people coming in to buy the properties or even the deposits of people who'd been there a little bit earlier than them, and it had to keep on going. The crash when it happened in Dubai was like a game of musical chairs coming to an end. The fools who were left with these half-finished properties, or in some cases patches of sand, were unable to sell on the premium because they were worthless by this stage.
In the ultimate denial of reality, Dubai is moving right into its next real estate mega project called The World. It is a series of islands off the coast, roughly in the shape of a world map. Developers are supposed to buy the islands and build their own tourist facilities on them. Austrian Joseph Kleindienst has bought the islands of Central Europe. The first island to be developed will be Germany. Joseph believes passionately in this project. His dream here includes hotels and condominiums to be used year-round by German tourists. Why would those tourists come here when the temperature in Dubai reaches 40 degrees Celsius, which it does for months at a time? Easy. Joseph says he's going to air condition entire streets.
The R&D Institute from Germany, the Fraunhofer Institute, came up with an excellent idea to help during this time. We will build a 1.6 kilometer long boulevard, climate controlled, so that people can walk outside 12 months a year and enjoy the climate controlled boulevard.
Joseph's optimism seems hard to justify. The parent company of the World Project has announced that it cannot pay its debts to its many creditors. The international skepticism about Dubai is only growing, especially because the government here has been very secretive and even disingenuous about the state of its finances. The real estate crash in Dubai has been even worse for the army of construction workers who came here from India and Pakistan and all over South Asia. They are paid on average $3 a day. Many of them have been thrown out of work. Many have not been paid for months.
There were 200,000 laborers at once here. And the practice is such that if you want to come to Dubai as a laborer, you just don't apply. You actually go to your home city in Bangladesh or somewhere in Karachi and pay a middleman money. So you're buying yourself a visa, okay? And while you're working, you're actually paying back maybe your prepaid visa rights through the first year. So imagine if those guys didn't get paid for 2 or 3 months.
Some of these workers went on strike demanding back pay. Dubai authorities started rounding up unemployed workers and forcibly expelling them from the country. For many, it is unclear whether it is worse to stay or to go home.
Because many of them had to take on debt in their home country in order to get to Dubai to pay for their visas and sponsorship, they're actually going to go home either at a loss or, in the worst case, indebted to money sharks in their home country. So in many ways, they're the biggest losers of the Dubai crisis.
As the grim toll of the financial crisis continues to mount around the world, many governments are looking for the true causes of the meltdown. In many cases, what they are finding is criminal.